Hello everybody, this is Teacher Nestor again with another episode, and in today's episode I bringing you something that we call the 1 minute speaking criteria. The 1 minute speaking criteria, you can go ahead and participate. This is an activity that you can send me your video in 1 minute answering the questions. We have different kind of questions that you can actually request from us, and we send you the question and you answer that question. And in 1 minute, what I do is to go through the video and picking on those things that you really need to improve. What are those things that you need to improve? Those are the sub skills. We are talking about vocabulary, fluency, coherence, spoken grammar, and pronunciation. Those are the 5 sub skills that you need to improve for your next job interview in a call center. And in today's video, we have Isaac. Isaac has been one of our students, and he has decided to actually be on the spot, right, answering those questions and getting feedback. So once again, this is 1 minute speaking evaluation where you're gonna get constructed feedback from your answers. So we start with the following video. I want you to pay attention, and the main idea once again is to listen to what your words are, or what your answers are, and based on that give you proper feedback. Let's go ahead and jump right into it. So we have right here Isaac, and we have videos Isaac, and the question, guys, that we have for Isaac in this part or in this video is, what did you do yesterday? That is the question. So let's listen to his answer, and then we are gonna give him some feedback. Remember that this kind of lesson is brought to you by the private speaking partner session. The private speaking partner session is a place where you can improve your speaking skills. We have more than 120 lessons. We have lessons that will help you out to improve your different aspects or your different sub skills when it comes to speaking. So let's move it on with Isaac. So let's go ahead and play, right? So listen to his answer. Here we go.
Basically, yesterday I woke up in the morning. I ate my breakfast after I went to university.
Okay, so if we go back just a little bit, we can, if we listen once again, let's pay attention to what he says. Listen.
Basically,
I think that he knows the word, but the pronunciation is not the proper one. The pronunciation is not the right one, because the pronunciation will be basically, right? It's not basically. And when you are speaking with a recruiter, when you're speaking to a language specialist, when you're speaking to a OM, they will notice this kind of mistakes in pronunciation, in intonation, it falls in the pronunciation part. Okay, so let's continue. Here we are. So let's listen once again, or let's continue with the listening, right? Here we go.
Yesterday I woke up in the morning.
Okay, so now we have another situation right here. It says, yesterday I wake up in the morning. But we know that if we want to talk in past, especially with the verb wake up, what would be the proper verb tense in past? Will be woke up, right? It will be woke up. Yesterday I woke up at 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 12 p.m. I overslept. He could have used as well another verb, which is oversleep, right? In the past will be overslept. So right here, this is a spoken grammar situation where he is mixing what is a time frame, yesterday, with the verb tense that in this case is wake up, but wake up is in present. So he should have used woke up. That's the thing. Alrighty. So let's move on. Let's continue. Let's listen to it.
I ate my breakfast after I went to university.
Okay. Another thing right here. He said, I ate my breakfast, which is, the verb in this case is good. I ate. However, if we pay attention to the pronunciation, once again, pay attention to the pronunciation.
University. I ate my breakfast. I woke up in the morning.
Okay.
I ate my breakfast.
Okay. And this is a very common mistake that most of the students makes, right? When it comes to breakfast, that is the word. But the right pronunciation is not breakfast. The right pronunciation of the word is breakfast. Breakfast. It's not break. It's not coming from the verb break, even though it's written the same way, but you don't pronounce it the same way. So one thing is breakfast, and the other thing is break, which is coming from the verb. Breakfast is the right pronunciation for the things or for the kind of food that you eat very early in the morning. All right. So that's another mistake. And this is the second mistake in pronunciation. Pay attention to this, guys. We have covered a mistake already, which is basically instead of basically, right? That's mistake number one in pronunciation. Mistake number two in pronunciation is breakfast, which is not breakfast, is breakfast. Alrighty. So let's continue. Let's move it on. Let's pay attention. Here we go.
After I went to university.
Okay, let's listen to that once again.
After I went to university, I ate my breakfast after I went to university.
Okay, so this is something that I don't understand right here, and this is called coherence. He said, I ate my breakfast after I went to university. So he first went to university and then he had his breakfast, right? Or he ate his breakfast and then he went to his university. So that's the thing that is not very clear over here, and that is called coherence. And coherence is basically how you can structure your events, how you can make the listener to transit from one stage to the following stage. So we have one observation just right there in coherence, right? And which is another sub-skills in the speaking criteria. Let's continue. Let's pay attention.
Yesterday was a good day because I knew a lot of new friends. Later on, I came to my home.
Okay, so he said that yesterday was a really good day because he knew. Hold on.
I came to my home. Yesterday was a good day because I knew a lot of new friends.
I knew a lot of friends. Okay, I knew a lot of friends. We don't say I knew a lot of friends. The right word or the right collocation will be we meet, right, which is gonna be in present, or we met. But in this scenario, he's talking about he new friends. He says, right, new friends. So I might think he's talking about making new friends, right? So that is the right connotation. That is the right word that you need to use. When you actually use the word friends, you don't do friends, but you make friends, or you met with your friends, right? So That's another part, incoherence, that is not very clear. Observation number 2, incoherence. So we have 2 observations already in grammar. We have 2 observations already in coherence. So that's very important, right? To count them so we can determine what Issac really needs to improve as a first priority, right? That's number 1 thing. So remember, everybody, that you can participate if you are really interested in basically doing on your own. You can either send us a text message telling us that you want to participate in our free evaluation criteria or free evaluation when it comes to speaking. And what we're going to be doing is this kind of videos where I'm going to be giving you proper feedback, right? Alrighty, so let's move it on with Issac video, Issac answer to the question, what did you do yesterday? And here we go.
Later on, I came to my home to receive my classes.
Later on, I came to my home to receive my classes. We need to be careful between came to my home, I came to my home. The right expression in that scenario will be I came back home or I went back home, right? Either or. So the best option in this case would be definitely I went back home. I went back home, and he said to receive my classes. That's literally a translation from Spanish to English. The right verb in this case, and attend, right? Attend would be in present. In past will be attended, right? Or I had my lesson, or I had my classes, right? Or attended my classes. That's another thing. Receive classes. It doesn't sound really good. Receive classes. I receive classes. No, I attend or I take classes, right? Or I have classes. But receive, it's not very, very common. And that's another observation when it comes to vocabulary, right? Alrighty, so let's continue. Let's move on.
I'm always trying to improve my English because I would like to apply in a call center. After I went to the church.
Okay, all right. So did you notice that part over there? He was talking about I want to improve my English because I would like to apply in a call center, which is a really good expression. I mean, I want to improve my English. That's a really good sentence because in the future he's a connector because I want to apply, or I would like to apply to a call center, which is really, really great. Now, something that caught my attention right here is the following. Pay attention, and maybe you can let me know in the comments down below what do you think about this. Just pay attention to this. He's talking about this.
After I went to the church, I sent English because I would like to apply in a call center.
All right, so I would like to apply in a call center. Okay, that's okay. But pay attention to this part.
After I went to the church.
After I went to the church. Okay, we have a problem right here of coherence, and we already have 38 seconds of video, and one of the things that Issac really needs at this moment in time, I would have to say, is coherence. Coherence is how you actually structure your thoughts, how you actually structure your ideas when you jump from one idea to the other, to the following idea. In this case, for example, Issac is what he's doing is making a mix of things, trying to reach the length of 1 minute, but he's not thinking about how to structure his answer, right? And that's a really huge problem. Because a language specialist or a recruiter will say something like, you need to improve, you need to keep working on your speaking. It's because of this. It's because the coherence that Issac have is not at the best, right? At his very best. So how can he actually improve on coherence? Well, there is a technique which is the present, which is the past, present, future technique, and depending on the question, you can go ahead and talk about that. The question is, what did you do yesterday, right? So he can talk about the things that he did yesterday, the things that he's doing right now, and the things that he will do in the future, right? That's the thing. Sometimes when you are just making a list of the things that you did yesterday, in this case, it's not very it might be just a list of things, and it could be a little bit confusing if you don't use the proper coherence. There are some words that you can use in coherence, and these are linkers, right? And linkers are very important because they will help you out to develop your events, to develop the settings, to develop the characters involved in your story, right? So it's very important. So let's continue and listen to the other part of the video. Here we go.
With my mom. Was a good night. We received the good presents.
Okay, so right here, it was a good night. We received the God presents. How can we change this expression or this sentence to a one that it will sound more natural? Because pretty much this is just a translation from Spanish to English, right? So we received the God presents. We could say we receive God's in our heart, right? Or we felt God. The presence of God was there at the church, right? These are the expressions, or these are pretty much the sentences that I would say it in order for him to sound more natural, because clearly this is just a translation from Spanish to English. Let's listen once again.
We received the good presents.
Yeah.
And after.
So you can say something like, I felt God in my heart, or I felt that the God was there. Simple English, right? I felt God was winning us at that time, right? So those are the expressions I would use instead of I receive the God present, right? So okay, let's move it on.
We came here at home. I watch my phone. I play Free Fire, and after I fall asleep.
All right. So he says I watch my phone, right? I watch my phone. Let's play it again.
And after we came here.
Okay. So this is not grammar, but pronunciation. We came. What would be the past of come? Will be the right pronunciation will be came, right? We came back home. That will be the right pronunciation. Alrighty. So now let's listen.
I watch my phone.
I watch my phone. That's the thing that I wanna reach, right? I watch my phone.
I play Free Fire.
I'm playing Free Fire. I watch my phone and I'm playing Free Fire. Clearly, we have once again a problem of tenses. He's talking about I watch my phone, but here there is another problem, which is the right word. The right word in this case wouldn't be I watch. You can actually check. The word will be checked, because you checked your social media, and this is what I think he meant, right? I watch my phone. I'm playing Free Fire. And we need to remember that playing is an activity that you do right now at the moment, and you're talking about the past. What did you do yesterday? So you need to be very careful on your answers. And once again, this is happening pretty much because he doesn't have the coherence to develop the topic. And even though this topic, it could be really broad, keep in mind or limit to yourself that every single time that you are with a language specialist or with a recruiter or with your own, or with the OM, to bring one idea and try to develop the idea. And this is one of the mistakes that every people or every common human makes when they are answering questions. What did you do yesterday? Because yesterday it was a full of activities and you start listing all the things that you did. And pretty much what you need to do is to take those important things, those important aspects you actually did yesterday, and then develop the idea. Why do you do them? Who do you do them with? And why they were so important to you to do them? So that is pretty much what you need to do when it comes to developing that speaking part. Alrighty, so let's continue. Let's continue with Isaac.
I play Free Fire,
Let's listen once again.
and after I fall asleep.
I fall asleep. So in this case, we need to keep in mind that it's not I fall asleep. The right expression will be I fall as asleep, and the past will be I fell as asleep. That's the thing. So general observation to Isaac. Number one thing, he needs to review the past, right? The past tense. He needs to make sure that whenever he's speaking, he makes sure he delivered the right tense at the right moment. Keep in mind that the question is, what did you do yesterday? That's the question that he needs to develop in 1 minute, practice. And two observations, basically he needs to work on the past tense, and number two, he needs to work on developing his coherence. And how you can go ahead and do that, you can develop your coherence by signposting, by making sure that you're using the linkers that will help your listener to understand you, to follow you, to actually say, oh, okay, I really understand what you're trying to say. Alrighty, so everybody, I just want to say thank you so much for following us up to this moment. If you have liked this video, please thumb up, subscribe, hit the notification down below, and you can go ahead and comment these videos as well, share them with your friends. And if you like to participate and you want to be the next person who receive a proper feedback or who receive any kind of feedback to improve speaking skill, let us know. Get in contact with us. We send you the question, you send us the video, and then we review the video all together. All right, thank you so much everybody for watching, and see you soon.
You know I got your number all night.